So we're going to move on to our next video in the business law series. And this video is going to be on entity choice selection. Before we actually move into this, I want to provide a little bit of a warning. What we're going to be talking about today is very state by state specific. That is, the attributes of the different entities are going to vary a bit depending upon which state you are. So I'm here in California, I practice in California. The attributes of the entities out here are going to be slightly different than, let's say, if you were in Texas or Louisiana. So it's important to consult with an attorney. With that in mind, let's talk about what entity choice selection actually is. Basically, it's understanding what it is that you are wanting and trying to do. You take the best information that you currently have, take a look at what the different entities are, and make the best decision you can. It's kind of like, when you're choosing to go to some sort of school, whether it's college or otherwise, or maybe even just deciding to go into the right occupation. You take a look at what you're good at, what you know, what you like to do, and what those opportunities are going to potentially bring to you or provide to you. So with that in mind, we're going to talk about what the typical choices are. So I keep using the words entity choice over and over again. But the real question is, what are you really choosing between? And let's talk about what some of your options are. There are sole proprietorships. You've probably heard about them before. That's when there's basically no distinguishment between the business owner and the business itself. Some people often talk about the cash register being the same as the owner's wallet. Let's talk about partnerships. Sort of simple or similar, except for instead of just one person, there are two people involved. And they can actually be a little bit more complicated. You can set formal partnership agreements in place. Another choice is limited partnerships. Also somewhat similar, although offering some limited liability to some of the folks who are involved. Then there is the original, the gold standard, the corporation. They've been around for hundreds of years. And finally, there are limited liability companies. They offer some of the benefits that corporations do in terms of limited liability, and then also some of the flexibility that partnerships do in terms of being able to set up and determine between the members of the LLC who's going to be in charge of what and what stake they're going to have in the actual business. Alright, so that provides you with some understanding of what the different choices are. Next up, we're actually going to dive down a little bit deeper, talk about the things that you actually consider when you're choosing between those different entities, and just provide you with a little bit more information there. And in the meantime, take a look at my blog and my web channel, and thanks for watching.